Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Times Now. I'm Meenakshi Upreti. Our top focus is the India-Canada ties that seem to have taken a hit, and they have now reached literally new lows, with India launching a diplomatic strike against Canada and the Trudeau government. India has decided to recall its High Commissioner in Canada, that's Sanjay Kumar Verma, and also other diplomats whom Canada sought to link with Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijar's killing. In a strongly worded statement which was issued after India summoned Canada's envoy yesterday, the Ministry of External Affairs has called the baseless targeting of Indian diplomats unacceptable and said that it had no faith in the Trudeau government's commitment to ensure their safety and security. Now, in a second diplomatic strike, India has also expelled 6 Canadian diplomats, asking them to leave India by October 19th, 2024. These actions come in the backdrop of Canada in an official communication which basically had declared Indian High Commission and other Indian diplomats as quote-unquote as persons of interest in the Nijar killing case. India has strongly rejected the Trudeau government's allegations, calling them baseless and also politically motivated.
देखिए, जैसे ही आप किसी राजनयिक के बारे में ये कहेंगे, उसको हम किसी न किसी जुर्म में तफ्तीश में लेकर के आएंगे, तो फिर उसका उस देश में रहना बिल्कुल बेमानी हो जाता है, वो वहाँ पर फंक्शन ही नहीं कर सकता। इसलिए मेरे ख्याल उचित बात तो यही थी, और भारत के पास कोई विकल्प भी नहीं था बनस्बत इसके कि उनको वापस बुला लिया जाए। तो मेरे ख्याल हालात जो हैं वो बद से बदतर ही हो रहे हैं, और अब हालात इतने बिगड़ गए हैं कि अगर ट्रूडो कल ना भी रहे सत्ता में, तब भी मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये हालात बिल्कुल इमीडिएटली वापस नॉर्मलाइज हो जाएंगे।
India's government has decided to withdraw from Canada, not just the High Commissioner, but also some of the other diplomatic personnel who are being called persons of interest. So I think the fact is that we cannot trust their safety, security in Canada to the Canadian government anymore, and that's why we are withdrawing them. I think that is the right decision, because this matter has gone on too long, and I'm afraid that the current government of Canada is pushing the relationship to new lows, to levels which we have never seen so low before.
Relations between Canada and India are very much frozen right now. There is no point in keeping diplomatic presence there, one. And secondly, importantly, the security and life and safety of our diplomats in Canada can be under threat. So as any right-thinking nation, I think we do not want our diplomats, who are our public servants, to be exposed to any dangers in a foreign land. So I think that's how we should look at it. But the government of Canada should have been aware that this is what India would be going to do. So they've precipitated this situation.
And amidst deepening India-Canada rift, Trudeau still remains defiant. He's dug in his heels, as one would expect. Once again, he's given a new statement. But what's interesting is that in this so-called new statement, he's literally reiterating and repeating the old charge. Trudeau looks like he's red-faced after India literally read the riot act to him. He seems to be, as usual, shedding tears for Nijar once again. Canada, though, is yet to provide any proof. Ties have been downgraded, but Trudeau continues to provoke. Listen in to what he had to say, viewers, in the latest statement.
And the protection of our citizens is paramount. That's why, when our law enforcement and intelligence officials began pursuing credible allegations that agents of the Government of India were directly involved in the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijar, on Canadian soil, we responded. CMP Commissioner stated earlier, they have clear and compelling evidence that agents of the Government of India have engaged in and continue to engage in activities that pose a significant threat to public safety. This includes clandestine information gathering techniques, coercive behavior targeting South Asian Canadians, and involvement in over a dozen threatening and violent acts, including murder. This is unacceptable.
Canada however, continues to whine and peddle lies. It has made a series of sensational allegations against the government of India and also the Indian diplomats, but has failed to furnish any evidence whatsoever to substantiate its claims. And in a new sensational claim, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Commissioner, in a press conference held yesterday, has alleged that the Lawrence Bishnoi group is targeting pro-Khalistani element at the behest of the government of India. He went on to allege that the agents of the government of India are using quote-unquote organized crime elements to target pro-Khalistani individuals specifically. Listen to this fresh charge by Canada, for which no evidence, as usual, has been put forth yet.
What we've seen is there's specific targeting of pro-Khalistan elements in Canada, or members of the pro-Khalistan movement. What we've seen is from an RCMP perspective, is the use of organized crime elements. And I will say and it's been publicly attributed and claimed by one organized crime group in particular, which is the Bishnoi group. So that's what we're seeing here in Canada. And we believe that that group is connected to agents of the government of India.
Rishabh is joining us live on the broadcast. Rishabh, we heard the latest statement, first of all, talking about the fresh statement which has been put out by Trudeau. Looks like so-called it's a fresh statement, but the allegations are old. He seems to be literally regurgitating and reiterating the same old charges he's been making against India once again without providing any proof.
Well, definitely. All the charges that we have seen in last 12 hours from Canada is just old wine in new bottle. Even when there has been so much of diplomatic tiff between India and Canada over the allegations, even yesterday when Justin Trudeau was speaking to media, he says possibly there is India connection to Nijar's killing. The word possibly remains there, and which shows that Canada doesn't have much to actually put forward as evidence. And even in last 12 hours, be it erstwhile charge d'affaires, who has now been expelled by India here in New Delhi, Mr. Wheeler, or the RCMP commissioner, or for that matter, Prime Minister himself, they all spoke about credible evidence, but not a single one of them put forward even a hint of what evidence they have. India has been very clear that no evidence has been shared with us, and not a shred of evidence has been shared with us for us to act upon. So definitely, while Canada is beating around the bush, India has taken a stand that India do not trust Canada and Canadian government, and hence taking into consideration the security of Indian diplomats, India is withdrawing the High Commissioner along with other 5 top diplomats from Ottawa or Ontario and other places. And that shows that India has finally put the lid on the issues that have been brewing between India and Canada for quite some time. India-Canada ties has collapsed last evening after Canada, in a written diplomatic note, asked India to withdraw the diplomatic immunity for our High Commissioner.
You rightly said, India-Canada diplomatic relations obviously seem to be hitting new lows. Thank you for joining us with this latest update. Viewers, in the middle of this escalating diplomatic row, the Congress said that it expects the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, to take the opposition together. They say that they hope that the PM will take the LOP in both houses of the parliament and the leaders of other parties into confidence on the issue, calling the situation extremely sensitive and delicate. Echoing the same, TMC MP Sagarika Ghosh also said that opposition leaders should immediately be taken into confidence. All right, with that, we'll step into a short commercial break. News